Hello, welcome to Verbling. There, I'm teacher Oakley, and today, for the next hour here, we will continue our series looking at collocations. This week, we are specifically looking at collocations, words that go together to complete phrases related to leisure time. Your free time. And today, specifically, we're looking at collocations of words that we use to talk about eating, a little bit dining out, different styles of eating, and so forth. Okay. Not only will we look at simple collocations of things like adjectives and nouns, verbs and object nouns, but also maybe a few expressions and idioms as well. Okay, Anna, how are you?
Good morning, teacher. I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good, actually.
Okay, thank you. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Okay, Mustafa, welcome back again.
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
What's going down there?
What's going down? Nothing. We had 3 weeks of rain where it just really didn't stop raining at all. And now the sun is out, so it's kind of nice to be back in the real world again.
Wow, you have a lot of planes there, like tropical area, right?
Yeah, well, monsoon rain. Yeah. That's what it's called, monsoon rain. So, yeah, no big storms, but just lots of rain. But the sun's shining today. It's nice. It's quite lovely. And anyway, here we are. We're going to talk a little bit about eating, one of my favorite topics, which I absolutely love to talk about, and that's eating. So I'm going to do a screen share with you guys. We're going to look at a couple short dialogues, and then, basically we're going to look at some dialogues and read them together. We're going to pick out the collocations, which are in bold print, and talk about them as we go along. Okay, first of all, talking about types of food. All right, these are in the form of some dialogues. Before we start, let me quickly welcome Hogan to the class. Hogan, nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Okay. Anna, can you start us off?
Okay. In each of these conversations, useful collocations are involved. Kids eat far too much junk food.
Okay. Now, Anna, I know from our previous conversations that you are very careful about your diet. But was there ever a time that you enjoyed junk foods?
No, never.
Never. Really?
No. Really.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. How about your kids? Do they like junk food, or did they ever?
No, they normally have eaten good food at home, but when they go out, I think they normally could eat junk food. Is sure.
What are examples? What is junk food exactly? Can you give me some examples?
Yes, for example, hamburger.
Sure. Okay.
Or there is other kind of food like ready meals or something like that, but especially in the street, young people normally eat a hamburger.
Okay. Junk food's off. We don't usually use junk food to mean ready meals specifically. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. You know, there are different kinds of ready meals, what they call
Yes, yes,
ready meals.
yes.
Some ready meals are junk food, but like a can of pre-made spaghetti, that's kind of junk food, really. Um, but also things like potato chips, candy, soda pop, not just cheeseburgers, but lots of fast food is junk food, fried chicken, pizza, all that. But
Ah,
also
okay, yes,
snacks
yes.
like, popcorn, uh, uh, whatever, prepackaged muffins and donuts. These are
Yes,
junk
yes.
food, you know.
Yes, to be honest, it is I don't I don't know different kind of junk food because I don't buy this food as I was saying.
Hmm. Right. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. To continue, Mustafa, can you read the next line?
Yeah. Uh, yeah, but it's hard to get them to eat nourishing meals. They think they are boring meals, which make you healthy and strong.
Okay. Well, that's nourishing.
Nourishing,
Nourishing meals. You know.
nourishing meals. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. I don't particularly think this is an extremely strong collocation. I don't hear people actually use the words nourishing meals very often. What do I hear, Mustafa? Instead of saying we should have a nourishing meal, I need to eat more nourishing meals. No, I don't know.
Food with the proteins,
Sure, that's
maybe.
true, but people don't say I should eat more food with proteins. Now, what I'm getting at, I think there's more useful and more often used collocations instead of nourishing meals. Healthy meals, healthy food. I need to eat more healthy food. I need to eat more healthy, period, without even food or meals. Healthy meals. I think the healthy meals is a more often used. That's my point,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? And nourishing meals. I've never heard anybody say that in real life, honestly. I don't really particularly like that collocation.
Sorry,
Uh,
teacher. Is there any difference? Sorry. Is there any difference between maybe it's different when we say like calorie, high calorie meals. This is different.
oh, well, okay, that's a good question. Um, yeah, okay, well, there's a strong collocation, low calorie or often just low cal. Okay, low cal meal. All right. Um, sure. Is there a difference? Yes. Just because it's high calorie does not mean it's junk food. For example, marathoners, got those guys who run 26 miles, whatever, 40 kilometers, whatever. Before they do an Ironman competition or a marathon, they're going to eat a high calorie meal. It doesn't mean they're going to sit down and eat 14 cheeseburgers. They probably are going to eat some kind of carbohydrates because that stores energy and they can use that energy for a long period of time. So runners, for example, will eat a very large meal, high calorie meal of pasta before a big race. So low calorie, high calorie it's not necessarily the same as healthy food, junk food.
Okay.
Okay, not necessarily. Obviously, people who are on diets trying to trying to lose weight, are going to opt for low cal meals. But
Okay.
It's not necessarily a good bad thing there. Okay. Have you tried the new supermarket yet, Hogan?
Yes. Yeah, I always use supermarket to buy something.
Okay. Anyway, can you read this next?
Sure.
That's
Yes. The fresh produce is excellent, and they have a big organic food section.
Okay. All right. What is produce?
I think it's product.
Well, it's close, but okay. Now there's a slight difference here. They give a definition here. Foods produced from farming, dairy produce, agricultural produce. Good job pronouncing it. It's first syllable stress because it's a noun. Produce as opposed to the verb produce as a verb. Produce. The factory produces children's toys. So we say it quite differently, which is a very common thing in English. Two-syllable words that can be nouns or verbs. We usually stress the first syllable in a noun, the second syllable in a verb. Okay, now I don't know if Americans think about this in a different way or not, but Americans rarely or never say dairy produce. For example, we say dairy products. We never use this. I don't know, maybe the Brits do. When we talk about produce, at least Americans, we're talking about fruits and vegetables. And that's it. Okay.
So that means uncooked food, right?
That means fresh. Okay, the fresh part, yes. And this is a very strong collocation. I didn't even almost notice it. Fresh produce. Fresh means uncooked. Now notice we don't say raw produce, even though raw means non-cooked. Mm-hmm. He eats 3 raw carrots a day. Okay, if I'm talking specifically, I'm going to say raw. If I really need to stress the fact they're not cooked. Fresh, while yes, you're correct, it does mean not cooked. It also means that they just came out of the field recently.
Okay.
They were just picked recently. Whereas raw does not, you can eat a 47-year-old raw potato. Yuck. But, I mean, okay, raw does not necessarily mean fresh, but fresh means that it's raw as well.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Fresh produce, very strong collocation. All right. Organic foods. All right. This is really a compound noun. This collocation is, I think, has gone beyond the meaning of just being 2 words that are together. I think this is very specific. I think this is actually a compound noun nowadays. Hogan, do you ever eat or buy organic foods?
Yeah, I usually try to find the organic food. It is a little bit more expensive, but I believe it's much better for your body, I guess, because it's not no artificial is used to grow them. So I'm trying to purchase the organic food.
Okay. No artificial ingredients are used to grow them or process them.
Process, okay.
Both. Sometimes they, after the produce is picked, they'll irradiate it, for example. So it's also about the process. Sometimes they irradiate things like bananas and, well, lots of produce gets irradiated, actually. It has a slow dose of radiation, actually. Believe it or not, that's standard practice. Right. It's interesting that you say it's a little bit more expensive, because in the United States, it's a bit more expensive. It's 2 or 3 or even 4 times more expensive. Which is why Americans are so fat. Americans are not fat because they go to McDonald's, okay? They're fat because if I buy a can of spaghetti, it's a lot cheaper than making my own spaghetti. And it's a whole lot cheaper than buying organic tomatoes and garlic and semolina flour and making my own pasta and all that. That's why. That's the real reason Americans are so fat. Because it's a lot cheaper to be fat, believe it or not. Okay, Mustafa.
Okay, Lisa. Yes, I actually think their ready meals are good too.
Okay, now Anna mentioned ready meals before. I have to tell you that Americans don't use this term, really. Occasionally, I've heard it used in advertising, but regular people don't really use this terminology very often. Americans. I know Brits love it, though. Brits use this all the time. Europeans use this all the time. Americans, not so much. Americans would say pre-processed or pre-cooked meals. Pre-processed, pre-cooked meals. Okay, what? All right, Mustafa, you know what ready meals are?
Mm,
What are some types of ready meals? Do you know?
I don't have a lot of information about it. No, I'm not sure.
Okay. Um, they can range from, like my example of canned spaghetti and meatballs in a can already prepared. You just open the can and warm it up. It can include frozen dinners, the classic TV dinner, they were called. Okay. It's in a metal tray, and the metal tray has compartments where you have a turkey and gravy in one compartment, potatoes in another, and peas in another, and apple cobbler in another. TV dinner, you just pop it in the oven for half an hour. All right. Or microwave ready meals, or even meals that you just add hot water to, like like ramen would be
Yeah,
a ready meal.
it's good for fast. Like you are in fast situations, so you can do it right quick.
Yeah, it's all about convenience. That's right. It's all about eating fast. Exactly. Um, okay, but although many ready meals, of course, are processed and maybe not as nutritious and not as good, they can make. I've had like ready meal pizzas, for example, made with like all organic ingredients, and they are actually quite good and quite good for you, really. So it is possible to create a ready meal with, for example, organic food. It can still be, doesn't have to be bad. Many
Yeah,
of them
but
are.
yeah, yes, but like it has like a different taste from the other one, like kinda different, not tasty that much.
They're not as tasty.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
not like a
I
fresh
agree.
or something. Yeah, to
No,
be
I
heated. Yeah.
yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Okay, hello, Ken. Welcome to the class.
Yes, hello.
Hello. Welcome, welcome. I'll come around to you in just a little
Mhm.
bit. Okay. Oh, I went out of turn there. Okay, Anna.
Yes.
Sorry, I missed you there. But back on
Okay.
track now. Okay.
Um, I can't believe food additives are good for our long-term health. I agree.
I think they are. They will preserve us like a pickle. I think they're excellent. I want sodium nitrates and nitrites, like
Yes.
like they put in bacon and hot dogs, so that I too, like a hot dog, can live forever.
Mm. I used to eat hot dogs when I was teenager because I love it. I love it with ketchup and other sauce.
Sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Uh, all right. Well, this is another one like organic food. I think it's pretty much a compound noun. It's such a
Yes.
strong collocation.
Yes.
Everybody knows what this means. I just said a couple examples, but do you know any other examples of food additives?
Uh, I don't know exactly at the moment. Additive, I think there is different kind of substance and that help food last more time. Could be different taste or something like that, more or less.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You can have artificial preservatives. I mentioned sodium nitrate and nitrite. Those are often found in meats. BHT, you'll find in many kinds of foods, even cereals. Yeah, there's artificial preservatives. There's artificial colors.
Yes.
Red dye number 4, yellow number 9. They give them
Yes.
numbers.
In addition, I have to be much more careful about that because I suffer from a food allergy. So I I am very interested in all these kind of um, goods because oh, I have a mess. I am the type of person that eats organic food every day. So I understand this problem because I am sick for 7 years.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's
Yes.
awful. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
it's a difficult problem. It's a difficult problem.
sure.
You don't have a good healthy, although you can eat organic food because it's serious illness.
Right.
Because it have relation to immunologic problems.
I see.
Is not as simple illness.
Right. It immunological problems. Wow, that's hard to say.
Yes,
Okay.
immunologic. I don't know exactly how to say that.
No, you said it
Immunology
right.
or I don't know.
Immunology is the study. Immunological. It's hard to say,
Yes,
but as an
yes,
adjective, no, that's
yes.
right. Has to do with your ability to fight off diseases and right bacteria. Correct. That's what you're
Yes.
talking
Is
about. Yeah.
the problem? The problem is bad bacteria. Yes,
Right.
in your stomach.
Right. Right. Gotcha. I do want to add before we move on that food additives, although largely thought to be negative, also other food additives, when you find cereal, with iron and riboflavin and extra vitamin A, they also add vitamins and minerals. Those are also additives. They belong in this group. Whether how good or bad those are for you, that's, debatable, but those are also another kind of additive. Okay. Hogan, next here.
Next one, no. And I think processed foods in general are probably bad for us, not to mention GM food.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, Europeans and Brits love to say ready meals, but ready meals, Americans just call them processed food in general to cover the whole lot of them. What are GM foods, Hogan?
That's not not natural. When they grow before, for example, like a seed, they genetically processed, then like a more powerful or better against the disease or something, or better flavor, taste. So it's genetically processed. We call it GM, genetically manipulated, genetically processed. I don't know exactly how
Genetically
to say that.
modified.
Modified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Genetically
change. Modified. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
I heard that like corns, usually corns, it's genetically modified. So
it's almost possible to eat.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to eat corn anymore without eating genetically modified corn.
Right.
It may be impossible very soon. Yeah, that's right. They manipulate or modify or change the genes to. They change the gene sequence. They change the DNA structure of the actual organic life form in order, as you said, to make it stronger against diseases or pests, or tastier, or grow a watermelon in a square shape. Whatever they've got up their sleeves. Yeah. Sure. Okay, and that's a highly debatable topic.
Teacher.
Yeah.
I just have some point about the structure. Like they say, like not to mention GM foods. Like it's the same of needless to say. Or am I saying?
It's somewhat similar. We say, needless to say, here comes a point that should be obvious. All right, we use this as an introductory phrase, a signal phrase to say, okay, needless to say, the sky is blue. Well, duh, obviously, everyone should know that. Not quite the same. I could not substitute it here. These are processed foods in general, probably bad for us. Needless to say, GM foods. I would have to change it slightly. Needless to say, GM foods are even worse, or something like that. I could use it, but we use not to mention like this, Mustafa. I could say it like this. They're probably bad for us, and don't forget GM foods.
Okay.
Oh, and don't forget about GM foods. Okay. Just to make an additional point.
Okay.
Not really saying this is obvious, just additional. That's all. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Ken, can you take over this new little dialogue here from Gail?
Maybe my brother has a problem. I need to log it again.
What? Where are you?
I changed the router, so the thread don't change.
Can you see the screen share?
Yes, now.
Okay.
There's a time lag or something. The restaurant was leaving perishable food lying around outside the fridge, and some people got food poisoning, so the authorities closed it down. Oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh dear is right. Oh my gosh. Perishable food. What is perishable food?
The old food.
Not really. Perishable, able to perish. There you go, with the adjective. Perishable food is anything that would spoil. Well, actually, literally all food is perishable eventually, but a can of beans is going to last a lot longer. So any meats, any fresh foods, basically.
Any fresh okay.
Any fresh foods. Frozen fish in your freezer is not really perishable because it will stay frozen. It will still, you can still eat it a year from now and not, die. But if you leave chicken out on your counter for 3 days and then you try to eat it, you're going to end up in the hospital. Yeah. Okay. Perishable foods, they perish. They will within a week, 2 weeks, they'll be impossible to eat. Perishable. Yeah. Okay. And food poisoning. Ken, have you ever had food poisoning?
Yes. So.
Okay. Was it fun for you?
Yeah, it's not fun at all.
No, I suspect not. Yeah. Okay, here's another one that I don't even really consider a collocation. This is really a compound noun. Food poisoning. Even the way I say it, with a high on food and a low on poisoning. Food poisoning. I mean, this is a very, very specific thing. We all know what it is. Yeah, caused from the ingestion of one or more of a wide-ranging list of possible bacteria. Can you think, Ken, do you know any foodborne bacteria?
Foodborne?
Off the top of your head? Yeah.
I don't know the English names, but this weather here it's very humid and hot. It's very dangerous for food poisoning.
Tell me about it. I live in the Philippines. I know. Yeah.
And even in the winter, some bacteria survive, so food poisoning happens in winter time as well.
That's right. The fact is, salmonella is one. I mean, there's a whole. Staphylococcus. There's a whole slew of them. There's many of them, but yeah,
And norovirus.
What's that?
Norovirus.
What's that? Again?
I don't. Maybe it could be. It's not English.
Oh, okay. Well, there are viruses as well as bacteria. So yeah, okay. Yeah. And the thing is, the bacteria and the viruses are there. They're always there. They're there no matter what. No matter how careful you are, there's going to be a small number of them. But as Ken says, if they have the right climate, being usually wet and warm, and there's a range of temperature where bacteria just flourish. So they grow exponentially, grow and breed exponentially. That's why you refrigerate food. You keep them below that temperature so that, okay, maybe they still are breeding, growing, but at a very, very slow pace. So they're not dangerous when you eat them, right? Okay. Eating and drinking. All right. Anna, back to you. Can you?
Yes.
Whether
it's a light meal or a substantial meal you're looking for, whether you want a slap-up meal, a gourmet meal, or just tasty home-cooked food. There is something for everyone in the all-port restaurant area. Enjoy good food in a pleasant setting.
Okay. All right. What's the difference between, these are just basically opposites, a light meal and a substantial meal?
Yes, a light meal. I think I can I can explain substantial meal much better than light meal.
Really?
Substantial is, for example, consisting meal or enough meal in order to satisfy to your hungry, your appetite.
Your appetite or your
Yes. Yes,
your hunger?
light meal is less meal, is few meal. Is a dish with few meal. I don't know.
A light meal, okay, is like half a sandwich and a small cup of
Yeah,
soup.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
very light.
It's like, for example, a snack. It's a light meal.
Right. Well, no, well, okay, could be. Yes. Light meal, usually something for lunch. We also co-locate light lunch is very common, or light dinner, or light
Yes,
breakfast, actually.
yes.
But, you know, as opposed to eggs and bacon and home fries and toast, a light breakfast, a small pastry and a piece of fruit, a wedge of melon or something, or a half a grapefruit would be a light breakfast. Right, a lot less. We also, a substantial meal, fine, that co-locates, but we also say a heavy meal.
Mm-hmm.
A heavy meal is generally you ate too much. Oh, I can barely move. I had a really heavy meal. Okay, you might say I'm about to burst. Okay, or I'm stuffed. All right. In English, when we say we're very full, I'm stuffed. Like after Thanksgiving dinner or something. Oh, what happened here?
Yes.
Okay, I'm stuffed. Slap up meal. Oh, okay, fine.
I can see the meaning. I didn't know this word. Usually large and good.
Yeah, very British. Americans, I've never heard this before either. I have no idea. Okay, slap up meal. I thought it meant, when I originally saw it, I thought it meant a meal you put together really fast. But
Yes.
no, I guess it means large and good. But Americans, I've never heard that before. Gourmet, the T is silent.
Yes. Gourmet is very well known for all people
Sure,
around the world. Is
sure.
very good food, healthy, high quality, and so on.
Right. But it's gourmet, not in
Gour
English. The T is silent.
gourmet,
Yeah.
gourmet. Okay, thank
And,
you.
and of course, we all know home cooked food.
Oh,
Uh,
what I like most home cooked
sure.
food. Yes, is more healthy. You know all products that you use. They are fresh products. So is I think people before now like very much to eat in a restaurant, but nowadays they realize that it's much better to eat at home than in the street. Because you don't know what you are eating in a restaurant. True.
Mm. Well, yeah. True. In addition to the home cooked, we also have the expression, the adjective rather, homemade. For example, homemade donuts, homemade whatever, macaroni and cheese, whatever it is. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it's made in your house. When we say home cooked, that means it's made in somebody's house. When we say
Yes, yes.
homemade, it means it's made from scratch ingredients. Okay, so you can eat homemade donuts in a restaurant, for example,
Yes,
because
yes.
they're made with sugar and flour and each of these separate ingredients from
There is
scratch.
Yes, sorry, teacher. In Spain, there are different kind of restaurant that normally cook home cook food. They are very well known for this kind of meals.
Ah, very good. Yeah, it's interesting. In America, we have diners. Now, diners, it's not like that, but it is like that. Some of the meals they cook are going to be homemade meatloaf, macaroni and cheese, stuff like that. Often, if it's a good diner, but not necessarily. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Mustafa, next, another dialogue here.
Jane, let's find a cafe and have a quick snack. And I could really do with with a refreshing drink.
Okay, you have food, any food. Have an ice cream cone. Have breakfast. Have a muffin. Whatever. So we co-locate have, the verb have, with basically any kind of food or drink you want to have a drink. Have a chocolate milk, whatever.
Have a drink. Wait, teacher. Have a drink. It's okay. Okay, you can say like have a cup of choice or something like
Yeah, well, let's have a coffee. Let's stop and have a coffee. This would be fairly, I mean, not fairly. This would be very normal to express it that way. Okay. And a refreshing drink. All right. That sounds like an advertisement. It's pretty. A refreshing drink. Okay. It's a fairly strong collocation. Sure. Mustafa, what's a refreshing drink for you on a very hot day? What do you think of as a very refreshing drink?
I prefer to what I can say. Milk. But not milk. It's kind of milk. That milk with the salt, like it's salty, not the sugar milk. I'm not sure what's the name of it in English. Uh, it's a dairy food, and it's
Really?
white. It is white and
Yeah.
salty, but I am not
Salty?
sure. Yeah, salty,
Okay.
not a, yeah,
I don't have a clue. I don't know what you mean. Is it
yeah,
beer? It's not milk.
yeah,
Not a
yeah,
milkshake.
yeah.
Milkshakes are sweet. Uh,
It's a dairy
I
product, teacher.
I don't know. A dairy product. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, dairy product,
I do
and
not know.
it is not milk and it is salty and it's really cool for me. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have the faintest idea. Ken, if you can figure it out, let me know, Mustafa. All right. Ken, from here.
Okay. I'm dying of hunger. I need a square meal.
Okay. Very common expression, dying of hunger. Or dying of thirst, dying of boredom. Okay. Yeah, English speakers like to exaggerate. What's a square meal? What does he probably mean?
And maybe I can say appropriate meal.
Yeah, that's pretty close. A square meal would be something that, includes all the food groups and it's complete.
I see. Like set menu type of.
Yeah, something where it has carbohydrates and some kind of protein and vegetables and yeah. Like substantial meal, not exactly. Kind of. Well, yeah, actually, kind of. Yeah, basically, I guess, pretty much the same thing. They both have to do with being quality, nutritional, and being a lot or being plenty. A square meal means also that it's going to fill you up. Both ideas. So yeah, I guess it is. Ah, yogurt. Okay, Mustafa, gotcha. All right. All right. Right. Okay. Right. I never drink yogurt drinks. I don't. I love yogurt, but I can't. I grew up eating yogurt, and I really like to eat yogurt with fruit in it. I like yogurt, but I can't stand yogurt drinks. There's something about the idea of drinking it that seems wrong, because the yogurt that we ate was much thicker, like pudding, and it seems weird to drink it. I don't know. It's just something in my head. There's nothing wrong with it.
You can like make it light, like by adding like some water maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Anna, moving on.
Yes. I know you have a healthy appetite, but you had a hearty breakfast only 3 hours ago. A healthy appetite is when you want to eat food all day.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
A good appetite. You enjoy eating food. I think.
Yeah, you have a healthy appetite or a good appetite. It means you eat a lot when you eat. It doesn't mean you eat constantly all day. Actually, a healthy appetite
Yes.
would mean that you eat like 3 meals a day. You don't eat snacks all day. But
Yes.
it doesn't really have anything to do with healthy. It just means you like to eat a lot when you sit down to eat. Really, it has nothing to do with health. It's about you like to eat a substantial meal when you eat.
Yes.
All right. Hearty collocates with hearty breakfast, hearty lunch, hearty dinner. It doesn't make any sense to say hearty snack. It's weird.
Yes.
You have a big snack. Oh, I'm not really hungry. I had a big snack. You wouldn't say I had a hearty snack. No, certainly not. A hearty has to do with a lot of food, but okay, probably involving some kind of protein and
Yes. A
carbohydrate. Complete
breakfast, vigorous breakfast.
Yeah, a lot of food. All right, soft drinks, carbonated beverages, soft drinks. Sometimes a soft drink is used to specifically mean a soda, like Sprite
Yes.
or Coca-Cola. Sometimes it's meant like, okay, at the wedding we're going to serve hard drinks at the bar, and there will be a table with soft drinks and punch, soda and punch. Soft drinks can just mean no alcohol, especially when compared. Yeah.
Non-alcoholic drink.
That's right. Sometimes it can mean specifically carbonated soda or pop. Sometimes Americans call it pop in some parts of the country. Soda pop. Not all over, but in the South part of the United States, they call it pop. Give me a bottle of pop.
But I have a question, teacher. But soda pop is when the soft drink is transparent, or is any kind of soft drink like Coca-Cola?
Any kind. Can be grape, orange, Coca-Cola, any kind.
Okay, lemon, orange, yes.
Whatever, yeah. I like grapefruit. That's just me. Okay. Mustafa, last one here, Ron.
Crisps will only spoil your appetite. Look, this restaurant looks good, and the set menu is responsibly priced. Just for me.
Okay. All right. Well, wait. What are crisps? Of course, a bag of crisps. I forgot to talk about. Americans don't have this word. No, a bag of crisps. Americans don't call them crisps. I just want to point out Americans call them potato chips. Okay, Americans never use the word crisps. They're chips. Sometimes, a lot of times, just chips. Get a bag of chips. Maybe potato chips, but often chips, because now we have all kinds of corn chips as well. Nacho chips and Dorito chips and so on. Fritos and whatever. So many times just chips. Okay, very common phrase. Spoil your appetite. Oh, yeah. You hear this from your mother and your grandmother all the time. If you're an English-speaking kid, you'll spoil your appetite. Don't eat now. Save room for dinner. Okay. Spoil your appetite. All right. You won't be hungry anymore.
We cannot say like ruin your appetite.
Ruin, yes. Basically, and that's a good point, thank you. Many places in English where you can use spoil, you can use ruin. Many, many places. I think we've seen many collocations with spoil. I haven't found one yet that you couldn't also use ruin. Okay. All right. Yeah, ruin your appetite. Yeah. All right. What's set menu? And it's reasonably priced, not responsibly priced. Okay.
Yeah, basically the menu that's the what can I say that one like presents it for you. The servant server, I forgot it. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
By the way, yeah. Basically, this man like present this menu for you, and you can select the meal you wanna have for today, maybe lunch or something.
Set menu is just the regular menu, but not specials. That's all. It's really. I know what it means because I used to work in the restaurant business, but real people don't ever use this. They just say the menu is reasonably priced. No one says the set menu.
So, teacher, sorry for interruption, but how about like some kind of restaurant, they don't have maybe like a sold menu that someone like presented for you. They have like a kind of sign or flipboard if I can say, like hanging on the wall.
Yeah, they have like daily specials.
No,
All the
like
time.
no. You can read the menu, but everyone can read the menu because it's hanging in front of
Yeah.
them.
That's still the set menu. There's no. That's it. It's an order menu. You go into McDonald's, they don't hand you a menu, but you look up and you see, quarter pounder with cheese, Big Mac. That's still the menu.
Yeah.
So there's really
And
no difference.
sometimes they offer you a pen and a paper, maybe kind of something like that, and you have to write down what you want in your sandwich or something like that. So it's really cool.
I don't know if I've experienced that. I don't know that one. Usually somebody does it for me. I mean, there are other kinds of menus. All right, set menu is just the regular things they have on the menu. Specials could be just the specials. Sometimes the special board, something like what Mustafa was talking about. On the special board today we have, fresh swordfish, whatever. There's also a prefix menu, which means that it is a fixed menu. You can't choose really. You just choose meal A or meal B, and everything on that mushroom soup, followed by a Roquefort dressing salad, followed by a roast duck. Everything's already decided. Okay. And if you can choose whatever you want, that's called a la carte. Maybe there's an a la carte menu. Like a pizza place, you can choose any toppings you want. So they usually have a set menu of, meat lovers pizza, vegetarian pizza, the prima donna, the Waldo Emerson, whatever, and then you can order a la carte, whatever you want for toppings on your pizza, for example. For example, in a sandwich, yeah, it's you can choose a la carte items to go in your sandwich. Reasonably priced, and another very common phrase. Okay. Last little bit, error, warning. We say international food or cuisine. We don't say worldwide food or cuisine. That is absolutely true when we're talking about food from around the world. A Chinese, Mexican, French meal is what you eat in a restaurant. All right. Okay. All right. Chinese food, yeah. Mexican food, French food, French cooking, French. All right. French cuisine, French cooking, French food, Mexican cooking. Okay. Fine. All right. That seems pretty straightforward. Our time is up. If you're hungry, go have something to eat. Hopefully something nutritious, some healthy food. Thank you very much. See you guys again.
Thank you.